Okay. Well, that one I'm going to have to put on later because the paint didn't get where I wanted it to, but I think everything else, I'm going to put that back down there. Everything else, I think, took the paint like it was supposed to. Actually, if I can hold it with some tweezers here, I might be able to shoot it. There we go. That'll just be something I got to put on last. That's it. Wipe off my tweezers with the paper towels. There they are. I'm going to say the paper towels I don't have, but I got them right there. So we're going to put this together this evening. The only thing I'm not going to put on is that air tank and air lines, since the paint didn't adhere as well as I wanted it to. Boy, it sure stuck to the tweezers though. It's weird. It has a hard time sticking to that plastic, but it sticks to the tweezers really well. There we go. There's that. But yeah, we're going to put this together this evening. I've already painted most of the parts. This is from AliExpress, I believe. It's an Evemodel. We're just going to see what kind of product we get here. I'm not, this was cheap. I think it was only $6 or $7, because it came from overseas. So we're going to see just how well this works. I need to take these and set them to the side. These little screws here are for the dummy we're going to put together in a later video. Set them to the side for now. I have to get the water slide decals for this, but for now we're just going to put it together to where it's a rolling model. If I can get it, there we go. So that goes in there like that. And all of these parts were white when I started. I had to paint everything. So if you were thinking about getting a model like this, keep in mind that you will have to paint everything on it. Oh, okay, maybe that's why. There we go. And those actually fit real tight together like a glove. That's something I do not think I'm going to have to worry about gluing. So there's that. Yeah, here you can see that's what the parts look like when they come. The first order, when I got them, it was half of the stuff was missing. So hopefully, from what it looks like anyway, it looks like all the stuff's there. I painted the couplers brown. I went ahead and painted the trucks brown. I didn't know if that was going to be like an awesome idea or not, but I figured some color was better than them just being plain old black. I painted the edges of the wheels. Let's see here. So let's take screws. Let's see. I've got just what looks to be 4 screws, and then everything else glues in. And the screws are little Phillips head screws. Need my little Phillips screwdriver. And I think before I do that, I think I am going to go ahead and glue these on. I don't really see any reason not to. And get my screwdriver so I can pop them back out. I'm going to go ahead and glue them in place. Phillips. I'm pretty sure I have a little, there it is right there, a little flat. And we're going to put this together. So, for starters, I want to pop these black pieces back off. I am going to, when this is all said and done, actually, them sit in there so well and so tight, I think I'm just going to leave them. I was going to take them out, but man, they're hard to get out. So I'm just going to leave those and go ahead and put the trucks in place, I believe. Let me double check and make sure I'm not missing anything on the bottom other than the caps for the couplers. And if you look here, it even comes with a little pamphlet to make sure you have all your parts, and it shows you how to put everything together. It does say before you put the trucks on, though, to put the couplers in. Let's see here. And I don't want to glue these because if we want to take them out later, it could be a pain in the neck. Oh, okay, it does have screws. It does show that it puts screws in. So that works good for that. So I've got my two deals here, and it looks like I'm going to have to go ahead and put a little hole in them. That's what it looks like. I'll put these on there like that. Yeah. I think they go like this, actually. Let me check the bin and make sure that's right. At least that's what they asked for anyway. It's weird because the ones that come in the book don't have that funky little hook to them like these do. I was looking for a better picture. Let me put this down here where it's easier to see. I was looking for a better picture, but that's all the top stuff. And that's what's on the bottom. So it's got to be, they have to be drilled out. There's really no way around it. So if I take my cover, and I think I have a drill bit, yep, right there. Just enough to get a hole in them. It's a little bitty drill bit. I should be able to, yeah, it's already chewing. There it goes, right there. It's already through it. Didn't hardly take anything at all. Okay, there's that one. And then here's this one. Almost. There it is. Kind of waller it out a little bit. And there's our hole. Now let's see how the little screws go in. I'm hoping they've got like a little bit of a slotted end on them. There's a screw right there. So that I can tap them in. Phillips. Once I get that threaded, we should be in pretty good shape. Kicker is trying to get it to start. It's hard to show it. I may have to go with a one size bigger drill bit. Maybe. I hope not. I hope I can do it this way because I'd rather it be tight all the way through than not. Yep, I can feel it there. It's coming through the backside. There it goes. Yeah, I'd rather it be like this so that it's easy, so that it's one more thing that holds itself in place. There we go. So I'm going to take where's my coupler? Here we go. And sit it on here. Let's see if I can get it to zoom out. There we go. Set my coupler on like so. And these aren't the best couplers in the world, but they're better than horn hooks. There we go. There's that side. Okay, that one's in there. Go ahead and get this started. I need a screwdriver just a little bigger than the one I'm using, I guess. That or the screwdriver is just crappy, one or the other. Oh, wrong screwdriver. There we go. Get that in place. Okay. And that holds up. Set them over there. Now we're going to do this side. We got the coupler on this side. We're going to try the other one. And when this is all said and done, I have a brand new locomotive that, well, I say brand new, a Milwaukee Road locomotive that I picked up from eBay that we're going to try out as well. Get another screw. Go ahead and get that tapped into our plate. Really isn't going to matter so much which side I started on as long as I get it going. All right, there we go. Okay, that's been tapped. Take the coupler. Whoa. Like so. Huh. Now I know what I did on the other side wrong. That makes sense. This goes like this. I don't know how I didn't figure that out earlier. I should have seen that it was oh shoot, countersunk correctly for it to go in this way. So I just got to flip the other plate around after I get this screw in. But yeah, these are countersunk, these plates. And now that I look at that, I think it goes I thought it went the other way. I wasn't sure. I could have sworn they went this way. But the way the paper reads, it's hard to tell. Even looking at it from underneath, the covers don't have the fishhook deal in them that they've got on these. but I'm pretty sure it goes the other way. I think I got it backwards. We're going to give that a shot. There we go. There's that. We're going to go like this with the wide end out. Yep, I think that's how those fit, just like that. Put the screw back in. I didn't think I'd get that lucky. Stay over there. I didn't get that lucky. And that's right in the center. So we should be right on with this. There we go. That's in, that's on. And it's got to go the other way because it is just a tad shorter going this way to where it fits down in there like that. And I am going to have, this little screwdriver is terrible. I am going to have to get a better screwdriver. Yep, that's what I did. I have the plate on backwards. So if we pull this out, and put this, come on. There it goes. There we go. There it started. This screwdriver almost needs the tip ground off of it because it's trying to push too deep to get this, and it bottoms out in the bottom of the screw. Okay, that worked. Okay, now we got our couplers on. I don't particularly care for how those are made, but it's definitely a step in the right direction, I guess. I wish those couplers were, or those plates were made a little different and actually set up better, but they don't, and we just got to live with it. Now, if we look at the book, after the couplers are in, they want us to put the wheels on the trucks next. We're just going to go step by step with this. When I went ahead and painted the end of the wheels so that they just weren't a straight up black, and I painted the trucks as well. I'll put these on. There's one. There's two, and I am going to go back with metal ones if I end up liking this model. I will go back to do that, but for now, I am just going to do it this way. There's our first one. Well, of course it would go in upside down. Okay. I'm going to go here. We should be able to thread this right into that mount. I'm going to back it off a couple times to try to get it as square as I can before I start it. because I got a feeling these aren't tapped and they're going right into plastic. There's that one. We got a free turning truck there. Turn it around. Go ahead and put our wheels on our other truck. I mean, they are rather pointed. They're a little better than some of the stuff you see that comes on Tyco things as far as the wheels go. But I mean, you're not looking at something that's very perfect per se. They do spin somewhat well. They're definitely going to get changed out for metal later. I got to find that last screw. There it is. How do you like that? All right. There we go. Back it out to square it up and run it in. Nice and tight. Those are in good shape. Looks like it doesn't drag, it clears the ground. So that's good. But there's the basis, there's the start of the well car. Get these wheels out of here. I'm going to take my parts out so we can start gluing on. This is going to be a little bit of a tedious process, but we're going to try to get through it here this evening. There's my walkways that I've already painted. I painted those with a, what is the color? It's a metallic, Krylon metallic, bright metallic finish paint. Dull aluminum is what I painted them. Now, the next step, I don't believe, is those. Let's see what they say to do next. That way we don't get in our own way. They say to put them little spikes on. I don't know what the proper term is for them, but we're going to stick those on. And they go in these 4 holes on the ends here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some glue. I'm using a Loctite brand super glue. It's kind of a gel super glue. And I'm going to find something to put it on and then dab it in with toothpicks. So, what can I use? Here, we'll use one of these. I have these little splitters for your toolbox, tackle boxes and that. We'll just put the glue on there. That should be enough for probably everything I'm doing. That little bitty glob. And we're going to start adding the pieces one at a time. Tweezers are good. Let's see here. Let's start with this one. And they are tiny. See, it's got that little bitty pin on it. Dab the glue just right on the end. Try not to overdo it. And then we got to stick it right in this little bitty hole here. And between the glue on the plate itself and then the glue on the pin that I shoved in the hole, we should be in pretty good shape there. There's the first one. There it is right there. You can kind of see it. I wish my zoom worked a little better, but I think everybody has that problem right now. Okay, let's do the second one. I might be able to just, they're so small. Okay, there's a little bit of glue. Let's see. That didn't work. Boy, it's sticky, that's for sure. Let's do it from the top. And push. Okay. Those two are in. It's not going to be perfect per se. It's hard to, just like that, it fell right back out. This is what happens sometimes when you order cheap models from a knockoff brand from China, but we're going to try to get this one to be as legit as they want it to be. These little things are going to be a nightmare, but I'm going to put a little more glue on it and see if I can't get it to stick, not just in the hole, but get the whole spike here to the top of the well. We're going to leave that one just like that and try to be careful not to bother that one while we're doing the other. And we'll turn it around. We got two more little bitty spikes to put on. You can see just how small they are. Okay. Dip it and stick it. Let's see if we can get it on there. I almost need a magnifying glass, and that's really sad considering I'm not that old. But I almost need a magnifying glass to do these. Okay, we're going to leave that one. I think it's just a little crooked. There we go. Straighten it up. Okay, that one's in. All right. Now we got one more to go. And I'm hoping I'm seeing people's chats. If I'm not, send me a message in another video that I have and let me know that we're not seeing them. And I will, I'll look into it and see what I can do to fix it. I'm hoping that my comments are showing up. They showed up whenever I was videoing vertically, but I haven't been able to get one from anybody since I've been doing it horizontally. And I'm not sure if it's just the layout. I'm not sure what the deal is, but hey, what's going on? Thanks for stopping in. I figured it did. This is the second one I've done horizontally, and I'm happy that the comment section is working. I was worried that it wasn't working. There we go. What do you think of this little Chinese model I got going on here? It's made by Evemodel, I believe is how that's made, or how that's said. It's not perfect by any means, but it's a neat little car to put together, and it's way cheaper than buying the bigger expensive ones. And then naturally everything came, here it is, everything came like this, chalk white, so I had to paint everything before I started putting it together. What's the next? And then the first one I got, the first one I got would come missing pieces. I had the trucks, I had the shit like the well, and I had parts, but I had no wheels, I had no colors, I had none of that. So they ended up just sending me another one for free. So I have a bunch of spare parts I can't use, but they might come handy in the future. So the next thing it wants me to do after those spikes is lay in those T-type, I'm guessing those are walkways, I think is what they are. Wants me to lay those in. So we're going to do those next. I'm trying to do it in order to make sure I don't get in my own way when I'm trying to do this. So let's see here. And since the glue is, where is my toothpick? There we go. I'm going to try to wipe the toothpick or the glue in. And actually just give me 1 second. Let me get my charger. I don't want this phone to go dead. It don't take long for some reason for it to go dead, and then it does. Oh. All right. Get this plugged in, and we'll keep on trucking. Okay. I do not need this to go dead on me. Not in the middle of a live stream. There, okay, now we're back powered up. Okay. Okay, let's see what we're gonna do here. So we got these walls. You can see I painted them that alloy dull aluminum on this one side. And it showed to lay them in where the cross section, where these little, I don't know how well these are gonna stick. I don't know how durable this rail car is gonna be. But I'm gonna try here. I'm gonna give it my best shot. Considering how expensive well cars are, I thought, man, if these turned out good, I'd order a whole slew of them and just do them in whatever color I wanted. I'd order water slide decals and make them exactly what I wanted to make them. And I'm not sure if I'm going to get away with that or not. We're going to find out, though. I don't know what kind of quality this is going to end up being by the time I'm done. It does have body mount couplers, so that does make a difference. I'm trying to pull them around the track and such, but okay. There's that. I don't know if they're going to stay or not. Let me put a little more glue on. Since this is all covered up, I'm going to put a little more glue up here in that notch, in that notch, and in that notch. I'll try that again. I bet you that'll hold good now. I've never heard of bonding. The glue I'm using is a Loctite brand glue. It's a gel type glue and it works really well. I have that, and there was a Gorilla Glue, which was a thinner glue for different stuff that I use too. I've never used bonding. I've never actually even heard of that. All right, let's get the other side. Put some in there. Trying not to let it run over on anything. I don't really like that clear, cloudy blue glue showing. Whoa. Set this on there. Just like that. Push down just a little bit. Okay, now my walkways are on it. Let's see what's next. Looking at it. Hard to decipher whether they want me to put the, I think they want me to put them on first. The little handrails that stick up, or the hand deals where you climb up on the side of the car. I think I'm going to put them on first before I put the straight piece, or put the hand guard. I'm going to put the hand guards on before I put the walkways on. It'd help if I could talk. There we go. Taking dip just a little bit. And I'm pretty sure, let me double check which way these go. A whole video on the glues? Right on. I'll have to look at that. I think I pulled your stuff. I think I followed or subscribed to you last time I was on. That way I didn't miss any of that stuff. Okay, so yeah, those handbars go outward like this. Do that one more time. This stuff's not curing really, really fast as far as sitting in a glob on the table, so I think I'm going to be pretty happy with this. The bad thing is I probably should have took a toothpick to that one because I cannot get that one to go in, and I'm trying not to. There it goes. So I'm trying not to break it. So before I do the next one, depending on, because I try not to paint the holes directly, but sometimes I guess you get a little bit of paint down in them, and then they're hard to put on, or you get it on the pins themselves. But there's one side. You can see that there. Still looks just a fuzz high on the right. That's a little better. Do the other side. Oh yeah, and those are going to fall right in. Yep, just like that. Those went right in. Cool. So there's one side done. We'll go to the other side. Give me another handle. Check the holes. Make sure that if there's any paint in there, I'm kind of making a better hole for it. Yep, those are going to stay. I think it was just the one that was kind of a one-off. There we go. And there they go. There's that one. One more. There's that one. I'd really like to be able to play some tunes while I did this, but the fine folks at YouTube don't want any part of you playing anything that's copyrighted for more than a minute on here. So I'm kind of stuck just narrating it, and you get to listen to my voice. I wish that was something that could change in the future, but I understand where the music writers are coming from too. And I can understand if YouTube doesn't want to have to pay what they want. Okay, so now we got those. Well, that one's kind of wonky. That's better. Okay. There's that. And now we got these here. You can see they got little bitty points on them. We're going to see what we can do here. Since this is the underneath, I'm going to go ahead and wipe just a little extra on it. And try not to get my fingers at the same time. Last thing I want to do is glue my fingers together. I did that once when I was a kid. I thought it was funny until they tried to take my fingers apart. Whoa. We're going to actually put just a little bit on here too. And I'm going to work on those platforms and try to wallow those out just a little bit, because it looks like I did get just a little paint in them. Okay. Set our plate on. I'm going to use the back of the... It's hard to tell. Yep, they're on there. I'll set the back of this on and push that down. Like that. Make sure they're in place. And there's one side. We're going to go to the other. Do the exact same thing. I want to make sure my holes are nice and clean so that it sits in place like it's supposed to. We'll wipe the glue on and stick it on there. There's one side. And I'm very curious as to, whoa, as to how, well, if it would stay in place. I'm very curious as to how well this is going to roll on the track when we're done, and whether I'm going to buy more or sit it on a shelf and stare at it. About got my fingers there. Man, that is hard to hold on to for me anyway. Go this way. There's one. And there's one. Okay. And there it is. There's the walkways for both sides. The only thing I'm going to have to do in a separate video is the water slide decals. I have yet to order those. I have slightly overextended myself. So I've got to wait until I get paid again before I can go ahead and order water slides and a few other things for it. But we're going to finish these other two pieces. And it looks like the wheel goes on the little tower, is what I'm calling it anyway. Those are not the proper terms, I guarantee it. But the little wheel goes right up there. See, it goes right there. I take my toothpick, make sure that's clean, and it is. Man, this is tough. Put a little glue in the hole. Put a little glue on the back side of this wheel. And when we're finished with this, after I get the water slides on it, I am going to put a matte coat on it so that I can get rid of that gloss finish. There's the wheel. Press that together. We look at the back. It's got two pins there where it's going to go on the rail car. And if we look at the rail car here, actually, I'm going to let that sit for a second. If we look at the rail car, trying to see where it goes down on it. Oh, okay, way over here. And I got to figure out which side of the car it is. Looks like right there. Right there is where it's going to go. So let's take the toothpick here. Make sure both the holes are open, and that one there did have some paint in it. As much as you try not to get that, you end up doing it from time to time. So I got my little holes punched. I'm going to get just a little more glue because I am out. It's not going to take a whole lot. I'll take and put some on the actual holes themselves, and put some on the handle. Well, I say on the handle, but the upright for the hand wheel, or the brake wheel, whatever you want to call it. Man, you talk about tricky. Okay, there you have it. There's the wheel on that side. We got the whole car together as far as all the pieces, except for the I believe it's the airline deal here. And this isn't perfect by any means, but it's one of them ones that you're not going to have to look super hard to see. See, here's the piece, and if I look and see where that one went, looks like it might have went on before the crosswalks. I wasn't paying attention. Let's see here. Yeah, it looks like it goes. There's the downward piece. It looks actually like it goes right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed it underneath like this. I'm going to get some glue, and I'm going to put it in here and across the top like this. And then I'm going to try to set this in. We'll see what happens here. And then slide that into place. Just like that. And that's why I was talking about doing things out of order. Because when you do that, sometimes, not always, but sometimes you end up messing things up. And that doesn't look too bad. It's not 100% perfect. It's a learning curve. You learn as you go. But for a cheap, like a I forget what I said, $7 to $10 40-foot well car, that wasn't too bad to put together, really, other than paint and taking your time. Let's see here. Yep, because that sat under there. It sits under there just like that. That's on top. And there is your 40-foot well car. Now, I have this weight that I'm not done painting yet. I shot this side and left it sit standing in a paint cut cap lid. I'm going to lay that in there for the moment, so we have a little weight on it. I'm going to set up, and we're going to see about dragging it around the track with something. This Athearn I've got here doesn't have any couplers on it yet, and that's actually one that I've got a blank shell for that I'm going to doctor. Let's see here. What am I going to pull it with? How much battery do I've got? I've got up to 9%, of course, because I'm live streaming. Okay. Let me actually, well, I'll do you one better. We'll just do it right here on the rails right in front of me. Move my spin around deal out of the way. That actually put a considerable amount of weight in that car. Putting that weight in it made a ton of difference. Let me go get a car with some knuckle couplers on it, or a locomotive with some knuckle couplers on it. One of my favorites, actually. This is one of my favorites. This is an Athearn Illinois Central and Gulf locomotive that I painted up. We're going to go ahead and take this one off the track for the moment because that's a project. Since we're just on the test bench, we're going to test it. I really liked how the trucks turned out after I painted them. I painted them with that dull aluminum and then put a coat of gloss paint on the trucks. and it made it look like it made it look like they were dirty after just being painted. I kind of liked the way it looked. We're coupled up. Now I don't have any curves naturally here, but we might scoot over to the other track here in a few minutes. I just want to see if this is gonna pull well, if something's gonna come apart. I'm gonna jerk it around a little bit and see what it does and go from there. I didn't want to drop that light, but I think we're gonna be okay. That light works great for when I'm real close to the. Let me scoot up on the wood here. Here we go. And where is my wire for that controller? That controller's hooked to that track. I've got two controllers in here. The first controller I use to test, like put a raw wire on something, like on a motor and test it. And then the other one I have that I've just got tied up to the track. Let's see what we get here. Yeah. And I love just how smooth this locomotive is. Well, hit a wire there. And I don't know that I have any 40-foot shipping containers to put in it. I think the ones I have are 53s, if I remember right. Yeah, but you can see how it pulls it right along, no problem. All right. Well, there's some good news. Pretty happy about that. Now we're going to take the camera over to the track, to the main track, and we're going to see what it looks like over there. I don't have the fanciest of fancy tracks, but we're going to take this over there and I'm going to set it up and we're going to pull all my well cars around the track and just see how it does. Whoa. Get kind of an overview of everything I got sitting here. Got parts, tools, paint, alcohol, rubbing alcohol. The other stuff's in the fridge. All right. Bear with me just a second. Here we go. Okay. Let me get plugged in here. All right. I'm hoping I'm zoomed out enough to run the way I want to. We're going to see here in a second. That track's straight. Let me go get the locomotive in the car. But yeah, like I said, this has got kind of a gloss finish to it. So I'm going to put a matte finish on it when I get done putting the water slide decals on it. And then once I'm done with that, it'll look way better than it does now. So let's run this real quick. Yeah, you can see the color isn't quite the same as the other cars. It's a more of a bright safety yellow, but that don't mean a whole lot. When I put that matte on it and put those stickers and that on it, I think it'll look a lot better. Let me put this down here. back the other way. Let's see how it does pushing. Don't mind that at all. I was going to put the other shipping containers with it, but what I'm going to do actually, what I think I'm going to do is just hook these pull cars to it and see how it pulls. We'll see how heavy the car is as to pulling the weight of those other cars. I don't know if it coupled right away or not. I doubt it did. Yeah, because of the angle. There we go. Yeah, not too bad. The only other thing I need to do with this GP38 is I need to, well, first off, I need to remember to switch back my switches for starters. Get excited about something doing so well, and then don't switch back your switches, and then you have things jumping. They get hooked there. There it goes. But I need to get a light going in the cab of that one. If I remember right, when I had the shell off, I took the light out because the light didn't work and I needed to get another one. And I haven't put one in it yet. So let's back this up. We're going to back it up right about here. I'm going to go ahead and try to drag these up here and get these hooked up. There we go. Helps whenever you do that. None of the, that's the bad thing, is a lot of my stuff, so far anyway, a lot of my couplers aren't the same brand, so sometimes it's a little bit of a struggle to get things hooked up, but once you get them hooked up, they tend to pull okay. Yeah, it seems like the well car is doing just fine. It hasn't pulled it off the track, and I don't even have a shipping container in it. So, once again, I think I did that, didn't I? Yep, I sure did. I gotta pay attention a little better to that. There we go. These are cheaper switches. I don't expect much out of them, but it is a place to run the trains, of course, and test things. These cheaper couplers, I don't know what they are that I got with this rail car or with this well car, but they're not too bad compared to some of the other stuff I've got. And pull that up a little bit. Pull this forward. Sounds like it's starting to rain outside. Excuse me. Let's see here. Get this one hooked in. These couplers, I really need to get some better branded couplers. Let me get my thing and set this up so I can use both hands. We're not getting anywhere me holding this and then fighting it at the same time. Tell you what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do this for now. Let's back these up. I'm gonna add these two. These two cars are pretty heavy. I'm gonna add these two in. There we go. I'm gonna set these to the side. And we're just gonna drag these three. Yeah, that's better. And for plastic wheels and cheaper knuckle couplers, I think that well car is doing just fine. It gives me less trouble than the coal cars do. I need a better way to, well, maybe if I get this up here and scoot this back, we can almost get the whole track in, just not quite. It's close. See if I can get some more cars hooked together and we'll make this train just a little longer. I wish I had one of them GoPro things. It's not a GoPro, but that would chase the locomotive and keep the camera centered on the locomotive. I've seen them before for like your motocross racers and that. If you don't have a camera person, it will follow you around the track. I forget what they're called. Some kind of action cam, and they aren't the cheapest thing in the West either. I think you're still looking at like $400 or $500 for one, if I remember right. Okay, here we go. I got all those coal cars put together. We're going to let this come around a little bit, and we're going to slow it down. We're going to tie these in here, hopefully. Maybe. See what happens here. Move the train around a little farther and see what we can do here. Pull these out. Pull it back. We'll see if we can push those back to me. That way the car kind of straightens up a little bit. Now we'll see if we can get hooked. For whatever reason, this coupler, this particular car in general, just does not want to hook. And I know that car is the problem because these Virginians usually, this Virginian and Southern Pacific tend to do exactly what I ask of them. They're kind of being obstinate too. Huh. Guess I gotta go get a toothpick or a screwdriver or something to try to push these together because they just ain't having it. There's that one. And there's, well, I thought I had it. Huh. I don't know what the deal is with these cars today, but they're not treating me like it's Burger King. They're not letting me have it my way. I don't know what the deal is. I tell you what we're gonna do. We're just gonna side them. That's what we're gonna do. Turn this back on for a minute. Other way. I'm gonna let this run. I'm pretty excited about that yellow wall car coming out like it did. Let that run. Where is my extension cord? Oh man, it's way dead. Let me get another cord. Get my phone plugged in before it goes dead on me. All right. Get plugged in. There we go. Much better, huh? I was about done. It's down to 1%. It don't take long running alive to lose your battery. There we go. Yeah, there's a step in the right direction anyway. Now all I got to do is get the water slide decals and put them on that well car, and then find me a shipping container for it. I'm not sure what container I want to use yet, but definitely something different than those EMPs I have. Yeah, I like them, but I'd like to have, a variety of stuff instead of everything being identical. So anyway, thanks for watching the live tonight, guys. It was cool to put that car together on video. I'm going to take some excerpts from that video and fast forward them and make a little video of putting that car together. And then once I get the water slide decals on, I'll do a little video of that. I'll throw it all into one, and then you can see it from beginning to end. I do have some pictures of painting and that too, and then the paints that I used. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.